What's up, everyone? It's Cyrus here. Today I'm going to be ranking some of the new releases from 2022 and, avoiding the big names like Chainsaw Man, the ones everyone's already heard about. Without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with number 10, we've got Tomodachi Game, and this one is dubbed. Tomodachi Game is a psychological drama about a group of friends who all agree to go into a series of high stakes games to pay off one of their debts. The catch is, they don't know whose debt it is, everyone's suspicious of each other, and everyone's got a hidden past. Tomodachi Game watches a lot like Death Note, where you've got all the information laid out for you, you know what the goals are, but you're not sure how they're going to do it and how our protagonist is going to maneuver his way into winning. So if you like Death Note, this is a good similar vibe with a little less murder. Number 9, we've got Bocce the Rock. And while this one is not dubbed, it's still worth a watch. It's over the top, it's comedic, it's funny, and it really focuses on both developing the characters and the music while still balancing that out with all of the funny, wacky shenanigans going on. Overall, it's grounded, it's relatable, and despite all that, still absolutely batshit, and I love it. Number 8, we have The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt, and this one is dubbed. With his father out of commission, Prince Wayne is the leader of Natra. He's intelligent, capable, all around well liked, basically builds a harem of girls, and, most of all, wants nothing more than to sell off his kingdom and go live his days peacefully somewhere else. It's a fun little comedy that isn't going to break any records, but is a fun watch nonetheless. Number 7, I'm Quitting Heroing, and this one is dubbed. Hero beats demons. Hero goes home. People don't like the hero anymore. Hero goes to join the demons. That's the basic premise. It's a light-hearted adventure comedy. It doesn't take itself too seriously. However, it's still one of the more interesting worlds. I think what they decided to do with the hero rubbed me the wrong way at first, but I warmed up to it pretty quickly. And while it's light-hearted, its emotional beats still do hit, particularly toward the end. Overall, it's a pretty fun show, and it has a good payoff at the end. Worth a watch. Number 6, I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. This one is dubbed. This one's pretty standard as they come. Girl was reincarnated into the villainess, and instead of getting cool isekai powers, she just romances all of the villains instead. It's fun, it's interesting, and there's a bit of drama here and there that genuinely had me curious to what was going to happen next. The world building is alright as well. Nothing too crazy here, again, but it's still worth a watch nonetheless. Number 5, Black Summoner. This one does have a dub. It's pretty much your standard isekai. The guy talks to the goddess, he spawns back into life, he's overpowered, he's got everyone loving him, like a whole harem of people, the works. Interestingly, the hero is a different person in this show. He's just his own guy who's a battle junkie, he goes around fighting people. Discount Goku. There's nothing too original here, it's interesting, but really, it's a power fantasy that I just loved to watch. Just fade away in the mindless action. Number 4, Phantom of the Idol. This one does not have a dub. And we're moving into the ones I'm excited to talk about. Well, this is a comedy. It feels more like a love letter to the idol industry. From the uncaring protagonist who just wants the money, the ghost only he can talk to, who is a huge pop star and wants to be in it still, the fun, supportive co-star, the fans who are just an absolute riot every time they're on screen. Everything about this is just so fun to watch. It's a shorter series, so it's definitely worth the time to just watch it and really just experience it. One of my favorite shows of the year. Number 3, Love Flops. This one is not dubbed. I, in all honesty, almost dropped this anime about halfway through. Not because it was bad. It was decent at best. It was your standard harem type thing, a semi-futuristic setting. It all felt a little disjointed though. But I am way glad that I stuck with it because about halfway through, it drops a plot bomb and it just keeps going from there. And it got me hooked. I was invested. I was waiting for this to come on every week as it was airing from that point till the end. It threw me for a loop. And the emotional core at the end of it, hit surprisingly hard for what is essentially just an Eki fun fest. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that word right. Anyway, it is worth a watch and it is worth a finish as well. Even if you don't like the first half, you'll know when it hits the fan, and it will be clear beyond a doubt why you need to stay. And we've come to number 2, Summertime Rendering. This one is dubbed, and man, I'm normally not a huge fan of mystery, but this had me hooked. It was nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. Every 2 episodes, there was some new beat going on. The characters were interesting, the world is interesting, the dynamic between them, all pretty interesting. The way things connect to each other, fun to watch. In all honesty, I feel it petered off a little bit toward the end, but then it spiked back up for the finale, and I have to say, I loved all of it. I love the concept behind it. I love everything to do with it. This, I can't really say too much about without getting into spoilers, but watch it. You'll enjoy it. And we come to number 1 on the list, Call of the Night, and it is dubbed, thankfully. Without making this video 8 hours long, I can't possibly say everything I enjoy about this show, but let me try and sum it up as best as I can. The visuals were stunning. The character work was great. The art, the design, everything about it. The soundtrack. It's one of the few ending songs I'll actually put onto a playlist to listen to later. And it is just artfully done. The interaction between our 2 main characters is fun, it's funny, it's heartwarming. It's everything you would want it to be. The way they interact with others, too, is engaging. It's cool to watch. And it's surprisingly emotional. You know, it's technically a rom-com, but it hits harder than that. It doesn't feel like it when you're watching it. It's just an absolute experience that I cannot speak highly of enough. And if you only watch one show out of everything on this list, watch Call of the Night. And either dub, sub, does not matter. It's all amazing. Well, that'll do it for the ranking. There were a few other good animes that I would have liked to mention, but just didn't fit in the top 10. And it was a pretty good year overall. And also that was avoiding the bigger names like Chainsaw Man, just trying to focus on the things you might not have heard of. Anyway, if there's enough interest, I'll do a part 2, but until then, this has been Cyrus. Y'all take it easy, and I'll catch you in the next one.